Hi, I'm Sue. Welcome to Blue Heron Hill. Today we are going to talk sweet potatoes. It's time to start them. Even though it's not time for them to go into the ground, sweet potatoes will need very warm soil, 60, 65 degrees at the very minimum. That's not going to happen around here until, end of May perhaps. But what you need for sweet potatoes is a sweet potato. You can't plant, well, you can plant these in the ground, but they aren't going to give you more sweet potatoes. These are going to give you, and I have a few different varieties, these are going to give you slips. Slips or sprouts that come from the mother potato. And those you have to grow out from these and then grow roots, and then you can plant them in the ground. So we are many days out. We are all of February, March, April, almost 3.5 months out from being able to plant a sweet potato plant in the ground. But it's important that we have to start them now to give ourselves time to grow those slips from here, cut the slips off, and root them in water. And then we can plant them out in the ground. And then they take another 100+ days to mature underground before we can harvest. Now I have a number of different sweet potato videos. I'll post them up here in the upper corner. Last year I had great success in getting slips. I didn't have such good success growing my sweet potatoes. It wasn't because I had bad soil or no water or not a good amount of fertilizer or anything like that. Is I just had alien invaders by the term voles. Anyway, check out a couple of these videos that I'll be posting up here, or the playlist on my site, which I'll list down below. Quite comical at times. Anyway, I'm hoping to circumvent their damage this coming season, but we need to get started growing our slips now. So a few words about sweet potatoes. They really aren't the same as a regular potato, like our red potatoes or russet potatoes. They're in a total different family. Sweet potatoes are in a morning glory family. If you've ever tried, I remember way back in college and when I was first out on my own, growing sweet potatoes in a glass jar of water, and they'd vine all over the place, and they'd put out these very pretty lavender flowers that were like a morning glory flower. So that's the family that they're from. The regular potatoes that we grow, red potatoes and whites and russets, are from the nightshade family, which is also the family that tomatoes come from. Not the same species, but they're from the same family. Anyway, so our sweet potatoes are tubers. So they grow underground, and we are going to be harvesting them underground. And it's so much fun to dig them up and discover all this magic that's growing underground for all summer long, and you can't see it. And it's magic when you dig them up. So as I said, you aren't going to plant this directly, but there are two methods that we need to use, or we can use either one or a combination, both of them if you wish, to get the slips that we need to start on our journey for growing sweet potatoes. Okay, the first one, very, very popular, very common. You take a mason jar or some glass jar. You're going to take toothpicks, and you're going to put them in, about halfway down, maybe about 3 of them, like that. So they balance out in the jar, fill it with water, put it on a sunny windowsill so it gets plenty of light and warmth, and you will start getting sprouts off of the top. And these sprouts are going to be the slips. And when they are about 4, 5, 6 inches long, you can cut those off, put them in water, and that will develop roots. And that is what's going to go out in the ground. And it doesn't matter if you start them too early and they're just all clogged with roots. You could plant those, put them in a pot with some potting soil, and let them get a start in the house, and then transplant them out in your garden when your soil temperatures are at the right level for them to be able to thrive outside. First method. Okay. Second method is planting them in soil. Anything will do. Just a shallow container. These happen to be new ones. I've got a ton of old ones that I usually use. This seems to work a little bit better for me. With this method, sometimes they just don't work and they rot. Sometimes I have very good luck with this method and some mediocre luck with it. But I find that this method, planting them shallowly in a base of a seed starting mix, works best. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to show you how that works. All right, this is a seed starting mix. It is soilless, so it really has no nutrients in it. It's just a substrate for which your slips are going to grow. All you need, or all the slips need, are the nutrients that are in this tuber. It has everything it needs to grow in one of these. So it doesn't need any fertilizer. It doesn't need any soil. And that's what we're going to start with. It's best to start with organic sweet potatoes. Most of a regular sweet potato in the market is usually sprayed with a growth inhibitor to stop these slips from growing. And oftentimes you'll go in your market, and the organic sweet potatoes will oftentimes have slips or eyes starting to grow. Now this one I've had for a while, but you can see I do have a few that have already started to sprout on my tuber here. So, a Benny. Sometimes if you know you're a produce person in your market, you can ask them if they have any sweet potatoes that have already sprouted, because they take those right away and they toss them. So, and they'll probably just give them to you for free. So you're going to take a sweet potato and you're going to nestle it down an inch or two into your soilless mix that you have. I am going to do these two. This is a white sweet potato. Not really sure what the name is because the tag says it's a garnet. I know it's not a garnet. I'm absolutely positive it's not a garnet. So this one has a few areas you can see, like an eye of a potato, that will develop sprouts. So I'm going to try and position those. Take the sticker off that is the wrong sticker. I'm going to nestle that down into your soil. Press your soil down, make firm contact with your mix here. I pre-moisten my mix, or else it'll take a very long time. You can have your trays either with holes in the bottom or with not. Sweet potatoes like a lot of moisture. I would not say drown them in here. This particular one doesn't have any drainage holes in the bottom. I have a couple other ones that do. So now that we have these planted like this, doesn't that look cute? We're ready to start propagating these slips. I have some tops that fit on here, and I'm going to put those on to promote a higher humidity until I see some sprouts really pushing forth, until I get some greenery. Now another thing, sweet potatoes love warmth. So this should be in a warm location. If you don't have such a warm location, I have a heat mat, which these are going to go on, and that should help in the promotion of added growth or faster growth. So I'm going to be coming back from time to time, kind of do a time lapse and see how well both of these methods, the water method and the soil method, how both of these work, and compare them this time. I've had mixed results with both of them. This one seems to have a little bit better. I seem to get more sprouts from this. At times I get very good results from this. I haven't figured out why, but I primarily use this one. So for research purposes, I am doing both. I have a few more. I already have a few more in my grow room. These are going to go in the grow room, under the lights, on a heat pad. And I will be back with you to check on progress with these. Here's a photo of one of my past sweet potato harvests. I hope this is an incentive to get you to grow sweet potatoes this year if you haven't already. So thank you for following along with me. Keep following for updates on my journey with my sweet potatoes again this year. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, pass along, let your friends know, anybody that is interested in this type of content. Comment down below. Let me know what varieties you're going to start this year, and we'll go on this journey together. So next time that we go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.